Good morning. The Committee on Control is called to order. Today's date is February the 2nd. The time is 8:41. Members of the panel today are Ms. Pearl Wise, Mr. Pete Freeman. My name is Tony Marabell. I'll be acting as chair today. Support staff located here at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge or thank you. Our remote location today is the Allen Parish Jail. Are there any staff members there today?
Yeah, we're at Allen Correctional Center today, and Michelle Harmon, ARDC specialist, and we have the agents here as well.
Thank you very much. Our first matter is going to be Mr. Joseph Melbert. Are you Mr. Melbert?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Melbert, would you give me your full name and DOC number?
Joseph Foster Melbert, 515-495.
Mr. Melbert, let me explain what we're going to do today. This is a revocation hearing. I'm going to cover your parole revocation questionnaire. Do you have that before you?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that in just a minute. Then I'm going to read the allegations of how it's alleged you violated your parole. And then you'll plead either guilty, guilty with a statement, not guilty, or not guilty with the statement. And then we'll have a full discussion about the allegations. Understand our procedure.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at your questionnaire, please. Is that your signature there at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
And it looks like you signed it on January the 5th of 2023.
Yes, sir.
And those check marks are all your answers. Are they accurate still today?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a lawyer, sir?
Mr. Chad gives you my lawyer, but I couldn't subpoena him because I was in the parish and I told Miss Lisa and she didn't subpoena nobody to come for him to come.
You have a lawyer that represents you on these matters?
Chad gives you.
And was that, did you expect that lawyer to be here, or do you want that lawyer to be here? I mean, if you want your lawyer to be here, we can continue this to another date. We won't be able to have it today and it'll be a little while, but we certainly don't want you to proceed without your lawyer if you have a lawyer.
I mean, he was on my case, but my case got dropped. I don't have a case anymore. They dismissed, they didn't accept my charges and dismissed them. So
he was your lawyer on the criminal charges, not necessarily on your revocation.
Oh, no, sir. He was just on my case, but my case is, I don't have no case anymore.
I got you. Are you ready to proceed today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to read the allegations to you. You engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by your arrest on August the 28th of 2022 by the Allen Parish Sheriff's Office, resulting in the charges of domestic abuse battery. How do you plead to that charge? Guilty, not guilty? Guilty with a statement, not guilty with a statement?
Not guilty.
On the 29th day of November of 2022, the Allen Parish DA's office dismissed the charges. Your case has been assigned for initial discussion to Mr. Pete Freeman. Would you please answer his questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Melbert, what was your relationship with Miss Thomas?
She just was like a girl I've been messing with for years, and she was at my house. That was it. She come to my house every now and then and stay a couple of days and leave, and that was it, sir.
What is your current relationship with her?
I was together with her before, but we wasn't in a relationship.
And when you plan to get out, I mean, are y'all still gonna
Oh, no,
be
sir.
together every now and then?
No, sir. I don't talk to her at all.
Who called the police, you or her?
I called the police first. She left my house and went to her grandmother's house, and I told her to get out the reason she called the law is because she had been in my house like 2-3 days. I told her to get away from, like, it's time to go. And she didn't want to leave. She told me I ain't going nowhere. So I said, man, come on, man, just go on, just go home and I'll talk to you, I gotta work. And she was like, I ain't going nowhere. You can't tell me, I ain't leaving. So I sat there a little while, I said, come on, man. So she went to tripping. She broke my TV in my house. She messed my whole living room up. So I called the law. In the process of of me calling the law, she called her grandmother to come get her. So when her grandmother come get her, she went home and then she called the law and told them I did this and I did that. And it wasn't nothing wrong with her. I'm the one with the scars on my face. They dismissed my charges and charged her. I don't have any more. The DA and the judge dismissed my whole case, didn't accept my charges, and they charged her with domestic abuse. I have a scar on my face right here and scars on my neck and my stomach.
So
And
let me
I'm-
ask this, her charge is still pending?
Yes, sir.
I heard there was some officers in there. Is that probation and parole officers?
Yes, sir.
Ask one of them to come to the mic, please.
They can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Your name?
Agent Jason Darbone, Villeply District.
Okay, Agent Darbone, is that true? I mean, does they have charges on her now and they dismissed it?
That is what he's telling me. I don't have any court documents stating that. This is the first time I've heard of it is this morning. I don't supervise Mr. Melbert. I just help transport him today.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Darbone.
You're welcome.
All right, now it's time to tell the truth. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna make a big decision in what I decide to do with it. Did you fight back?
No, sir. I just stood by the door and called the law. My brother was right there with me. When the arresting officer came, my brother told him I didn't do nothing. And he say, my supervisor said I got to lock you up. So I got in the cruiser and went to the police station. He said he was gonna call the supervisor, but he never called me, just asked me some couple questions and then booked me in. So when I went for my preliminary examination in the courtroom, the same arresting officer that arrested me he said he did a late investigation and he found out I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And that was the same day that they dismissed my case.
Okay, let me ask you this. How did she get the cuts and the bruises on her body?
She didn't have no cuts and no bruises. I have the cuts and the bruises. That's why they dismissed my charges and charged her.
And that's what the arresting officer had said at first.
And that's what he said at first. And then he got on a preliminary examination and said, when he did a late investigation, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. He just felt like he needed to lock me up at the time.
Okay, were you working at the time this occurred?
Yes, sir. I work for the city of Oakdale.
You're gonna still have your job if you're out?
Yes, sir.
You talk to your boss?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no further questions.
I know I have a question.
Call for executive session.
I second. Wait. So one question, you've been in jail since August 28th to 22?
Yes, ma'am. From August 28th to now.
August 28th to now, okay. Thank you.
Okay, there's been a request for a motion for executive session in second. Roll.
Yes.
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 We're going to take a short recess. We're going to go into executive session to discuss confidential matters. We will resume this hearing very shortly. So would you please stand by, Mr. Melbert? We'll be right back.
Now, if I had to guess, they're checking to see if she is being held on these charges. That's the only thing that I think that they're doing, which good job for doing, not just, can you imagine though, if he is innocent on this and he's been locked up since August? Wow. That's intense. To think. He sounds genuine. It sounds believable. It really does. And to think that he would have been locked up this long. I don't know what charges he's initially in for. I looked up his name. I don't see anything. So my guess is it's nothing like serious or nothing that he went to trial for. And let's see. What do you think? You think that his story is going to check out? Or do you think that he made it all up? Make your bet. I personally think that his story is going to check out. I think that I think that he is for real. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I wonder how long it takes to check it up. Do they have to like? Well, how many of you have had similar stories where maybe you were locked up for something that you didn't do, that you really didn't do? Because the system is not. I have a situation in my life where I could have been locked up. Here we go. We'll finish that story
The
later.
committee on parole is called back to order. Mr. Melbert, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board makes a decision?
Yes, I've been home. I stayed home 13 months. I worked the whole 13 months. I finally got my own vehicles to myself, my own house. I came home, I got my diploma. I finally got my driving license. I don't do no more work and go home. I got a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and I have a 7-month-old son. I don't get in trouble. You can look at my
Where were you working, Mr. Melbert?
the city of Oakdale. And when I first come on, I worked in Lee's.
And will you have your job back if you get out?
Yes, sir. The mayor, Mr. Gene Paul, he hired me back. I only lost it because I came to jail.
Yeah, all right. I think we're ready to vote, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Melbert, these cases scare me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Are any of those children with Miss Thomas?
No, sir. All of them are with my oldest, with my 5-year-old with my mother, and my 2 is with my baby mama, my second mother, my second baby mother.
Okay, all of your charges have been dropped, and we don't see where they have charges on her, but we're gonna check into that later. So my ruling today is to reprimand you, not revoke you, but I'm gonna add the special condition that you have electronic monitoring and no contact with Ms. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Tell her if she comes around, you better leave. You better call the police and say, hey, the probation and parole board said I cannot be around her. She won't leave. Because if you violate that order, we will revoke it.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna put a stay order on her when I get out. I can do that, right?
That's up to you,
That's a smart thing.
you and the judge. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Wise?
Mr. Joseph, just one quick question. What have you learned from all of this?
I learned that when you finally get yourself together in life and start doing the right things and live right, the people that's down, they don't want to see you up. So that was the kind of what's dealing with my case. I have my own everything, and I finally got there. I finally stayed. I usually come to jail. I made 60 pounds or something. I'm 230, 235. When I came to jail, I was 228. I don't do no drugs. I don't sell no drugs. I got kids to feed.
But, that's good you learned that, but you also need to learn that who you keep company with.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
people show you who they are, you need to act accordingly.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what you learn, your role in this. My vote is the same for the same reasons. Just learn from this.
Yes,
That's what you.
Melbert, my vote is the same. You'll have to wear an electronic monitor, and you can have no contact whatsoever with the victim in this case. And as Wise has pointed out, I hope you learned something from this and be careful who you hang around with or who you get in relationships. Okay?
So,
All
thank
right,
you.
good luck to you.
Oh, I definitely believe him now.
We have to send some paperwork.
Can you imagine? Wow, oh man, what he said, that answer. I mean, he got his life together. He got a job. He got his car. He got his license. He got his apartment. And then he's like, well, people don't want to see you go up. They'll bring you down. Man, so awful. I like what the board did. The board couldn't see that she didn't have a record, but they like found some type of median. They did it quickly. They did it right. I like what Miss Wise asked. She does ask some good questions sometimes. And yeah, with that, I'm just happy. Whew, happy, but also sad to see that this man's life, he's like doing everything right. It really seemed that way. He had gotten his life together. He had put on weight. He's healthy. He's trying to do the right thing. And then, yeah, someone came back in and wasn't happy to see him succeeding and wanted to bring him down. And that's true. Have you experienced that in your life? That's why you got to change your people, places, things sometimes. And hopefully he gets that restraining order and only good things from here. With that, I'll let you go.